Hello, We Rock City. This is Eric Martin. Remember me? You know, the guy that stood right in the middle between Billy Sheehan, Paul Gilbert, Richie Kotzen, Pat Torpey. That guy? Well, I got a whole new life now. That's right. And life is very good. But here I am here with you. I could say to be with you, but I'm not going to do that. That would be like pretty stupid. I'm here with you, right here, on We Rock City. All right. Yeah, what do you think of that Mr.Vocalist, huh? I mean, Mr.Vocalist. That's heavy. It's almost like a cross between Mr.Big. No, I don't think so. I think their concept was that these songs were smash hits sung by, made popular by women. And so, Mr., you know, I think maybe this is the new concept. This is like a man's point of view. So, Mr.Vocalist. I'm touched by the fact that my company, Sony, basically says to me that I'm like their ambassador to Japan, like the American ambassador, you know. So and they go, Eric, you're Mr. Vocalist. I mean, you know, your voice is very recognizable to the Japanese people, and so hey, who am I to complain? You want Mr. Vocalist? You got it. All right. Well, the first song that I recorded was Pride, and when I heard the original, which was I believe by Mickey and Mai, and then I didn't have any idea that her husband Hote wrote it for her, right? And you know, I'm a big fan of his, especially obviously from, you know, the Kill Bill movies, and you know that really cool soundtrack song that he did, and I've been a fan of his for a long time. He's kind of like the David Bowie of Japan. But anyway, he wrote this song for her, and Mickey sings it, and she did it flawlessly. It was a brilliant performance. And when I found out that I was going to do this song, I went, oh, I can't sing it like her. I mean, you know, a voice like hers, I mean, she has like all the stamina, and she's so pretty when her voice is so dramatic, and you know, I'm known as the guy that the husky, soulful rock singer. But it was a challenge to do it, and the whole project was a challenge. But so Pride was first, and it was really hard kind of at the beginning because I did it like 50 times. Usually, like, yeah, I'll do a song like I'll do it like 10 takes. Sometimes I get it in one, but most of the time I get it in 10 takes, and then I'll pick the best one out of the 10. But like on this one, what we call a comp. Like we comp a vocal. We pick the best, like the best verse out of that one, or the best chorus out of this one. You know, it's not cheating. It's just basically it's taking the best live performance. You know, but I sang Pride like 50 times, so it was really hard stepping into, you know, into those shoes. But I did it. It turned out great. And after I sang Pride and M. And everything within like a couple days, and it was really hard, like I said, but after I got a few under my belt, I did it. I feel good about it too. I mean, this is my point of view. You know, those songs were sung by women with, you know, a total different kind of emotion, and they're singing about, you know, quite possibly the men in their lives, either like husbands or fathers or whatever, your brothers. And I'm singing in a male's point of view, you know, singing about, you know, the woman who loves me and who left me, you know. And it felt great because I did it the way I would approach any vocal. Like I would hold it up to, like, one of my favorite vocals that I've done is To Be With You. It was just a perfect vocal for me. I mean, great energy and soul, and I would hold it up to any one of these songs, you know. So yeah. Have I done covers? I did Wild World for Mr. Big, and I think that was the first time I did a cover. No, the first time I did a cover, and then on a couple of my solo albums I did If by Bread, and I can't remember any others. I know there was one or two, but I've never done a whole record full of covers. I don't look at, I didn't look or approach it as I was singing covers, because the majority of the songs on the record I've never heard before, so I treated it like it was my own tune. Yep. You know, I made it my own, and you know, like I've sung other people's work before. I mean, obviously, the bands that I've been in, they write. I'm not the only one that wrote the songs. So when like a guy like Paul Gilbert write a song like Green Tinted 60s Mind, he, you know, I remember him doing the demo, and he had a different feel to it, and I made it my own. So that's what I did with Mr.Vocalist. Hideo Tokonaka. Yeah, I did after I did the record, and thank God, because you know, he has such a beautiful voice. He would have like intimidated the hell out of me if I would have done it. If I'd have listened to him, then I would have probably done it like I would have emulated these J-pop classics. It kind of like his voice is very smooth, like a woman, you know, very emotional and very clean, pristine, and he's been doing that type of vocal pretty much his whole life. And for me, this was, you know, a total different, you know, bag of tricks. But I did listen to him, which I still find it very weird comparisons that, you know, his record's called Vocalist and mine is Mr.Vocalist. And you know, the only big difference here is that this is a first for me, singing Japanese ballads or pop ballads in a way, because I haven't really done this pop R&B kind of stuff since the early 80s when I first started out, you know, like around 85, 87. I did a couple records that were rock and R&B, and I didn't know what I was doing back then. I was too young to kind of figure it out. But yeah, I mean, I think that Tokonaka-san, gorgeous voice and really good and everything, but he stayed true to the voices of these like great, you know, female superstars. But for me, I took their spirit and